Hi, I'm Sheri, and today I'm going to take a little bit of time and talk to you about what I think are the key elements of my personal power package. There's a lot of key elements that I have seen, I've grown within myself, and I have worked with so many individuals, professionals, and otherwise throughout my career in lots of different industries. And what I have had the chance to do is observe many of them in how they operate in the world, as you say, that are those that are successful tend to have a way of understanding themselves and how they operate, as well as understanding others. So what I have tried to do with my foundational package is really start with who you are. There's a quote that I really like that says, if you can lead one, you can lead many, but if you can't lead one, you can't lead any. And I think that speaks to what being a leader is. It's self-leadership first. And I do work with a lot of high school students through our teen programs in my community. And one thing that I teach them in the leadership training program is that leadership means lead your ship. So first and foremost, you need to get to know and master your own vessel. And if you were going to be taking a ship on a voyage, you would pretty much want to know all you could about that ship and how it operated. And that's a little bit about what cracking your personality code involves. What I have found is that working in business development, understanding your personality can help you play to your strengths. It can also help you to build a team with those that have different strengths than you have. So I look at a personality assessment as an assessment of the strengths that someone has within them. Whether they've been tapped into or not tapped into is a different story, but we do find out through their personality where they could excel if they chose to move in that direction. One of the challenges that we have with modern society is that everyone has valued certain personality traits at the expense of others, and it's just not going to work. For example, for one of the personality assessments that I've done, I have been I guess the category I fell into was called campaigner. So if you're a campaigner, there's a lot of characteristics and personality traits that come with that. And maybe you have a partner and you're starting a business and they're also a campaigner. Well, guess what? You're going to need to find some logicians and some other people that have more of the introverted and the calculating and the mathematical focus, scientific focus, if you will, on how they approach problems and things, because a campaigner looks at things very differently. And to build a strong and well-rounded team, you want to have a balance of personality types. You also have to be able to respect other personality types and not assume that because someone is not like you, that they're not as capable of you as you. You also need to respect other personality types and realize that just because someone doesn't have the same personality type or characteristics or strengths that you have does not mean that they're not as important to the team and that they do not add value. And so understanding that is really key to building a successful team. I'm going to talk through what I approach when I'm looking at personalities as the 5 key aspects. And most people are familiar with Myers-Briggs in modern business. It's been used quite a bit. And so there's 4 trait continuums in the Myers-Briggs. And I like to look at a 5th that we're going to cover here at the end that I think is extremely important when analyzing how you approach people yourself, and as well as understanding other people and how they are motivated in this world. So the 5 key aspects are, and there's plenty of free resources online. You can go on and do your own personality test and figure out where you are in these 5 key aspects. The first one, and probably the most well-known, is introvert, extrovert. And that key aspect of your personality really reflects, how do I interact with my surroundings? How do I interact with my surroundings? So that's one aspect of your personality. I don't even think it's the most important one, but it is the one that definitely gets the most attention, whether you're an introvert or an extrovert. The other key aspect is, how do we see the world or process information? And that is divided into those that are observant all the way to a continuum of intuitive. So it's those that have to see things and really need concrete evidence, to those that can see within their mind's eye. Observant to intuitive. The third aspect is, how do we make decisions and cope with emotions? And the continuum there goes from thinking to feeling. Are you processing through your mind or through your heart? And that's the big difference in that continuum aspect of personality. The fourth one is your approach to your work and your planning. And the continuum is judging to prospecting. And I know judging gets, it could be used a lot of different ways, but in this instance, it means that you have a specific way that you're going to make a plan and work your plan. Prospecting on the opposite end would be going out and just collecting a lot of information before ever starting a plan. Sometimes I like to say prospecting might look like procrastination, but I call it prospecting. So those are the 4 major key aspects that you've seen in the Myers-Briggs. The 5th aspect that I think is very important is called identity. And it's related to how confident are we in our abilities and our decisions. And that goes from turbulent to assertive. Has a lot to do with the level of anxiety that you might experience as well. So those are the 5 key aspects that we're going to be diving into. And now I'm going to talk a little bit about why is this even important and how can you apply it in business.